Hello everyone, this is Wolf, and today we are back with more Space Engineers. Off camera, I did a bit of expansion down the hole with some conveyor tubes, and I shifted the drill rig into its next configuration and started it up. I actually did record this. Unfortunately, my OBS decided that it wanted to update in the middle of it all, and well, the file got corrupted. So you didn't miss much apart from me swearing because I really messed up with pistons and had to rebuild a chunk of this, but otherwise it's fully functional. So with the lights up here, we now have the drill spinning at a decent rate. We have stone being produced. Let's get up here to our cargo container. Come on. Come on, game. There we go. And there we are. We've got tons of cargo space. Sorry, we've got tons of stone being refined. I also put upgrade modules, speed modules, all across the refinery because we have a fairly large amount of power right now. In total, I'd say that we have about 4.6 megawatts worth of power production, which I'm only going to add to as I build the new base and expand upon everything. Hang on a second, I'm just adjusting my mic a little bit. There we go. Productivity 500%. Speed modules like crazy. Fortunately, it means it's using most of my power, 2.8 megawatts. With that said, batteries are still recharging. So actually, they're both fully charged. Yay. So today I'm going to build the next stage of the base, which is going to be more refineries and cargo containers. So with that in mind, I'm going to go to my assembler. If I could remember what it is I'm trying to do. Which is consolidate all of this. Turn the assembler off. And let's get 6 refineries, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in production. Now, let's juggle some of this stuff around so I can compare. I'm pretty sure I will not need steel plate or motors. What I'm concerned about are the metal grids, construction components, and computers, and steel tubes, of course. I may need to break down another gyroscope in order to get all the metal grids I'll need for this. But that's okay. It depends on how much cobalt I have available. I know I have a decent amount. I also wanted to, but that's the other thing I need to do here. Wanted to put in a number of large cargoes. 1, 2, 3 at least. So those are going to use resources as well. Well, of course they're going to use resources. Those are going to use metal grids as well, is what I meant to say. Motors, again, should be just fine. Displays. So, need 192 metal grids. To do that, I'm going to need 192 cobalt. How much cobalt do I have? 25. Yeah, I have 25 cobalt. Exactly. Means I'm going to have to break down some of those gyroscopes. I have in my CC cargo container plenty of steel plate. I need to make more interior plate. I have plenty of small steel tubes. So as I go through this, I'm going to remove the ones. I've got plenty of motors because, yeah, I don't need to make that many. Large steel tubes I actually have enough of, so I will remove those. Computers I have enough of, so I will remove those. And I will need more displays. So everything here, let's check and I don't need construction components. So everything here is what I actually need to produce. And that cobalt is going to be the tricky one. I'm going to need some cobalt. Probably should also throw in some power cells so I can build more batteries and stop wasting power. That should be relatively easy. Power cells. How much gold did these take? That's a lot of gold for that. Never mind. So power cells. 80 a piece. Let's just plan for 10 batteries worth of power cells to be produced. I have the nickel. I'm not worried about it. I think we're good. So that means I can just turn this on. The thing that's going to slow me down is the lack of cobalt. All right, let's turn that on. Go back into this. Picking up some silicon every so often, which is fine. It's far from an issue. Now, right here is where things are going to change. So I'm going to need to identify how I want to have my first level be in here. And it's probably just going to be a stacked cargo space. So let's keep it simple. Let's go a fair ways into the cobalt or into the silicon so I can get the effect all around. I really want to use the silicon in a decorative sense. So that means, where's my steel plate? I want to start building the base. If I'm going to put something that's 3 tall in it, start building a level of the base here. This is arbitrary. And all the scaffolding I'm placing right here is going to be temporary. Which means that if I put a cargo container in the back here, then that's where it's going to branch off. Let me clear up some space so I can put a conveyor junction in there. I can always grind these blocks down later. So right here is the conveyor junction. Oops, construction components and small steel tubes. I don't have enough of them. And that should be more than enough. Yeah, conveyor system's reconnected now. Okay. Spacebar. Learn to use the spacebar. Now the first section I'm putting in here is just cargo containers. But I'm also going to put refineries on my hotbar so I have them available when that time comes as well. Now, since I want the silicon as a decorative backdrop, I'm only going to remove exactly what's needed to... Did I place that upside down? No, I didn't. I placed that perfect. Exactly what's needed in order to fit the space. Nothing more. Now, I want to place... Its attachment point's still hidden. Okay. There we go. That's its attachment point. Fun little fact about the cargo containers is their attachment points are their conveyor ports. It can lead to some interesting weirdness when you're trying to build them and put them together like this. There we go. But it does make certain that when you put 2 of them right side by side, they are going to pretty much work. Okay, so as those are the priority right now, I can work on pretty stuff later. Let's get them up and running. Need those, need that. Oh, I'm full. Okay. Yeah, I forgot metal grids take up a huge amount of space in your inventory. Motors, more construction components. And that needs displays, which are still being produced. All right. This is okay. Oh, thank you, Mr. Refinery, for dumping everything into my assembler like that. Brilliant job. Sometimes the cargo management is a little bit bizarre in the way it handles things. There we go. I really don't know why and this is more of a it's just a mystery to me why the survival kit keeps grabbing stone like that. But it is quite annoying. Motors, small steel tubes, and construction components. Hey, I have inventory access here. Funny how that works out, isn't it? No, it's actually completely intentional, but more small steel tubes. But it is what it is. Now, with these, I have increased my storage capacity substantially and given myself conveyor access down here in the hole. So meaning that cargo container up there is no longer needed, but I'm going to leave it there for the time being. For some of the decorative stuff here, I think it's time. I think I should decide on a design. So since these were essentially meant to be a floor, they're not really supposed to be here. Oops. Well, everything at either end will still have power because not my rifle again, damn it. I keep pressing 4 expecting it to be the block and it's my rifle. Yes, I'm just going to open fire and blast some holes in the blocks I'm trying to build. Alright. Oh. Now for the floor here, I'm going to do a combination of interior blocks and interior walls and armor blocks for the floor here. It's the walls and the ceiling that I want to use the silicon look for, which really the silicon does provide an interesting color backdrop. If you use some colored lights, you can get quite a lot done with it. It'll reflect it in certain ways. Oh, there's stone there, so I'm getting too close to the surface. That's ultimately why I went down as far as I did in terms of starting this. I wanted to have a decent amount of silicon between me and the surface for when I started. Oh, actually, it's just a no. That's stone. Yeah, that's stone. Between me and the surface for when I started actually building the levels here. Now, as for the floor, like I said, I'm not going to be too concerned about it. And I will have enough room to leave, with the amount of space I have for this base, several blocks worth of space between me and, or between each individual level. So I don't really need to worry about taking it too much out of the floors just yet. All right. I'm going to carefully work my way under here. All right. Let's put... I know I could probably have used the one that was literally right next to my face, but... oh, well. Oh. Keep pressing the wrong button. Alright. So the reason I'm not using a half block for this is because it is going to be a floor. I need to be able to get down here to weld it up. And I could run conveyors through here. So honestly, a full block amount of space, or full block to clear out does make more sense. Is it the best? No. Not by a long shot. But it works for the moment. Especially when each of these conveyor ports is going to go down into a refinery complex. We're just waiting on that. Got some of the cobalt for it, but I blew through so much cobalt. How much is needed for each refinery? 20? I think it's 20. Also, I can have these little accents of rocks sticking in between them, or between the cargo containers, and that just does look really cool. So. All right. As for how far down I'll go for the refineries, I haven't decided on that. But now that I have a wall, so to speak, the number I'm looking for, number 9, for where everything is going to be built off of, I have a starting point. I suppose I could put the refineries all on the same level. Where's the fun in that, though? Where's the fun in having a base where you have an enormous amount of space to work with? You put everything all in a compact space. So, for the refineries, they are 4 blocks tall. Okay? I'm going to go down to here, and this will be the ceiling of the new one. 4 blocks is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the new level. Energy's running low. Let me zip up here. And I'll top off my hydrogen while I'm at it. Refineries are doing fine, though the stone is piling up. Are the pistons off? Somehow the pistons are turned off. I guess I just set their velocity to a factor that is just too low for them to calculate. Okay. The speed that was too low for them. Well, hopefully now they're drilling again. Start getting me some more stone while I work on getting some refineries up and running. Alright, let's go to the O2H2 generator. That's something that I will actually put a great deal of effort into because hydrogen power is going to be key to start with. Without it, I'm not going to be able to function. So I will have large amounts of fuel storage here. I'm going to build hydrogen mining platforms, all of that. This is actually going to be pretty significant in terms of how I'm going to do that. Those blocks are 1 block, 2 blocks in. Okay. Just talking to myself as I start trying to map out how I want to do this floor. Yeah. I knew when it stopped, it was going to blow up. Oh well. Alright. Should have welded it up first. Oh well. Now, I put enough in for 6 refineries. Can I do math properly? If that's our ceiling, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I can stack the refineries on top of each other. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about that. That's a perfect way to do that. Stack the refineries on top of each other, create a long, tall space, and work with that. So the more I think about it, the more I just want to create a simple space here. But I have the room to work with, and I will be able to stack the refineries with each other. So, all right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. I need to go a total of 9 in, so I need to go 4 more blocks in. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 1 more block after this. I'm welding these up because these are more likely than not going to get buried underneath everything else. Even though I have a limited amount of resources to work with, I think this is probably the smart course of action. Well, not think, do know this is the smartest course of action, but I'll just juggle back and forth while I do this. And I'm out of steel plate. If only, conveyor access. Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm going to enjoy having this up here. And then I think, yeah, ran out of cobalt as I suspected. I'll also throw a bunch more steel plate in production because it will be used. I don't feel like still not going down far enough. All right. All right. 7 refinery. The refineries ports. All right. On the bottom, if the modules are facing my way, then that means I need to have them facing like that. Okay. Got auto rotate off, so I don't have to worry too much about how these get placed until they're like that. Then I drill upward. Until they're cleared out. Saw that coming. Knew that was going to happen. The one downside to using scaffolding as a drill guide, you have to be very careful, especially underground in the dark. You can inadvertently run into it and drill it. It only takes so much damage, and just like an armor block, it explodes when it's finished. Its limits have been reached. There's nothing left. Alright. Yeah, that's looking good. So the next several episodes will be spent with me building up the infrastructure here in the base. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I don't get the opportunity to do this as often as I would like. And I like large, grandiose bases with huge amounts of capabilities. Because why not? Am I right? If you can do, why not? Well then, do it. piping these up will be interesting since I'm using the cargo containers to connect them through the voxel. I'll have to, at each individual pipe, drill down a bit. Once I reach the top of the refineries here. Oops. Happened again. Another refinery exploded. There we go. Okay, that's the top of the refineries. Gone up far enough. There we go. Now, we'll need to clear out some more stone here, but this space is much easier to clear out than anything else. Alright. Got that one cleared out, and that's looking really good. So. Plus, if I was doing this from an RP standpoint, I could claim the extra silicon allows my refineries to, operate more efficiently or something. I don't know. I could come up with something if this was a an RP, if this was a role-playing game, but at the moment it's just me having fun in Space Engineers when I try to make life as hard as possible. So, this isn't the footage that wasn't able to be used, but I played on a server at one point where this guy wanted to test orbital bombardment, so he created a server, opened it up to everybody, and then the message of the day was, build your base, and when you're ready, I will test it from orbit. So, in that world, though, there was at least uranium, so there's no uranium in this world. Well, there is, it's just not on the planet. So I was able to get some uranium for a reactor in that one. This one, I don't have that option. So I'm going to have to make sure that the power production I have is sufficient for everything I need it to be. Which is altogether not that difficult. I don't know. When this base is done, perhaps I will attempt an orbital bombardment on it or something. So, but like I said, like I've said multiple times, I want this base to be expansive. I want this base to have, a large main section with huge amounts of secondary systems, secondary functions scattered across a large amount of the ice lake outside. Why? Because I can. But also because it will be an interesting challenge. That is ultimately what the goal is. Alright. Let's go down. Building the conveyors as we go. I think I'm going to have to put a conveyor junction in what I decide to be as a ceiling above the refineries. Actually, since those are catching stone again, and they're mining stone properly, step away from them and zip up here to the base. Ah, that was looking good. I got a little ways down to go. Having this as a reference will be useful. drop down right over that, aren't I? All right. Now. I do have half a mind to put Eichster's decoration pack on here so I can have the pipes. Do I want the... Yeah, I think I'll have there be an opening above the refineries. Oops, out of interior plate. Run out of iron. How could you run out of iron? Because you're full of gravel. There. Don't need that much in there. Don't need nearly that much in there, and that's where my interior plates and power cells went. And power cells. Yeah. Oh, I'm out of space. Oh, let's work our way down here. Weld this back up. And let's grab that. So. Oh, we just have to replicate the same thing over and over again for the other refineries. So, I don't worry about the amount of storage space we have, because with these cargo containers, I've got a huge amount of storage space. So I'm just going to leave the drill rig running as it fills up until I'm ready to switch over to the refineries. To these new refineries, I should say. Okay. I do like that Space Engineers just allow you to do this, the spectator view of things, so that you could make sure that you're going in the right direction, or well, that's not quite right, but it's close enough. I can cover this up with ceiling and all kinds of stuff, but being able to see it through spectator cam is just really nice. Construction components. And then this space above the refiners can be drilled out to clear it, like so. Yeah, I think I'll like that. I'm really looking forward to the design part of this. Oh, more construction components, and I will need more steel tubes, a few more motors, the rest of those. So far I'm doing okay on energy and hydrogen. I should be able to finish this stage of the project, getting these piped up before I have to start working on, or have to recharge. Then I'll start working on the refineries. Alright, I'm going to step forward just a little bit, like so, so I'm directly below it. Down. There we go. And then conveyors. Was there a more efficient way to hook these up? Oh yeah. It wouldn't have been as much fun. Plus, you know, showing off how all of this works, just as much fun. All right. I'm gonna throw everything into these. I'm out. Okay. Go up and recharge and refill my hydrogen. Things are progressing nicely. What is that? A sky factory. Let's go explore with the spectator cam. Sky factory. Whoa. I wonder if these mods are adaptive enough to allow for extra blocks to be put on them. I was watching one of Splitsy's series, and they went after a sky factory, and it had this like larger missile turret on it. I think it was the homing torpedo launcher that just utterly wrecked them. As it is, this thing with what, six Gatling turrets and 2 rocket launcher turret or missile launcher turrets is way out of my league right now. But it is what it is. That extra beacon over there, I'm gonna explore it one more time. This will probably be the last time. It's inside this safe zone area. It's controlled by the space pirates. Trading post. I don't see any turrets. Let's see what we've got on the inside. Yeah, it's just a trading outpost. There's no turrets, no defenses. I don't even know if there's any. Well, I'm looking at something here. Yeah, that's contracts. Store. Buy stuff. The toilet, of course. Yeah, I don't think this has anything potentially hostile. Of course, it is space pirates, so there's always something hidden in here. We've got a hydrogen tank, and yeah, I think that's everything. Well, at the end of the day, it's low priority for the moment. Alright. Now, need steel plate. And then more steel plate. And even more steel plate. And yet more steel plate after that. I'm just going to be loading these up with the materials they need. They will not be getting finished welded just yet. Not until they have the upgrade modules on them. I did throw a ton of power cells into production, just so I could have everything that would be needed for producing batteries, but also for power efficiency modules. Each of these, I think I'm going to start with 1 speed module and the rest power efficiency modules. Don't really need anything more special than that. So, and the speed in which this happens, I'm going to need to find some cobalt. I don't think I have a choice right now. I need some cobalt. That or another source of metal grids, because the source I have is not going to hold out. Or the numbers I have are not going to hold out. Alright. Alright. Running through a ton of steel plates with this, but what's to be expected. Alright, next I need motors, construction components, computers. Out of construction components. Because there's such a general purpose thing, I'm going to throw a bunch into production anyway. Might as well grab what metal grids I have, which... No, I have more than that. No, that's all I have. Shoot. At least aim to get one of these online. Small steel tubes, construction, or large steel tubes. Where did I get small from? Large steel tubes and construction components. There we go. There we go. Alright. 40 more large steel tubes and construction components. At this point, all I'm waiting on are the metal grids, but I have enough to get 2 of the refineries online. Once I get their upgrade modules in place. Alright. I need those to stay. I will need a bunch of those. Alright, speed modules, I don't think I'll be able to do those just yet. Now, speed modules contain all the rest of the modules in them, so if I round, got yield, speed, actually I was going to do power, then speed. 1 speed module. Two, three. 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now. Motors, construction components, steel plate, all of it. Okay. Might as well use all those, and then I'm full. Okay. This is by no means a small project. Some more power cells, computers for those. Out of small steel tubes. Okay. These. Let's throw. Let's see, that's a total of 6 by 60, so that's going to be 360 of those. I need more power cells. I think that should finish off some of the power efficiency modules here, so I can start using them. Yep. Alright. Let's need lots of computers and power cells. And steel plates, of course. Alright. That's lost the power cells. Got a few more. I could weld up those and get them running right now. I don't think I'm quite there yet, though. Ooh, ow. Last load of power cells should finish us off with maybe only a few left. And then we will get those computers to finish the speed modules. And then I will finish them. Why? Because I can. No, I'd just rather not have to. The power efficiency module is the priority in this. Speed modules are just it's nice to have. Oh, here we go. With this, my refining capabilities will increase substantially. However, it's going to impinge on my power production until I get everything else up and running. So, I don't think I'm going to have much of a choice. I'm going to have to find some cobalt. Depending on the time of day outside, that could be a while. That conveyor axis here. All right. Okay. I've got that done. Refineries are processing stone by a prodigious amount. I'm going to disable I cannot disable. I can't. All right. Well, this one, container 5, is going to become container gravel. And then gravel. All the gravel is going to go into that one cargo container. So until I get something to deal with it, I don't want to just dump it. This makes the most sense. All right. Let's hop into the. Actually, let's go to the survival kit and heal up a little bit. Super Gremlin. Yes. At least this one doesn't belong to Capac. That's not a shout out, that's just me, whoa! That was dumb. Just me making a reference. Again, from the same series Splitsy did. Capac was in there, and they had all kinds of fun shenanigans. Alright. Is it morning? Yes, it is morning. Whoa. Well, you can tell where the deformations are. There will be metal grids in there. I could risk it. Yeah, I think I will. A few more metal grids means another refinery. Means I can, another time, find a cobalt, source of cobalt. What is that little white dot? Just find another... I found another ingot of gold. Oh. Oh. Trust me, my eyesight is normally not that good. I guess I just got lucky with catching or seeing it as it caught the light. So, in real life, I'm practically blind without my glasses. As in, knock my glasses off, I'm going to trip over the first thing that happens to be in front of me blind. Not the full-on Velma blind, but nearly. Oh, definitely drew the short straw when it came to the genetics of that. So, oh well. Now, what did we get? 13. Okay, that's useful. I know there's more grids in the larger thrusters than the smaller ones. Super Gremlin still hasn't sent anything out to attack me, which has me slightly concerned. But if it doesn't, and I'm able to continue flitting around here like I have been, I might just go with a supplies for a ore detector and a few scaffold and a turbine and see what I can pick up in the various deposits. See if I can find some cobalt. Don't think I will be able to easily find cobalt though. Alright, 35 more metal grids. That translates to at least one more refinery. There we go. Back to being sealed in. Zoom down the tunnel. Alright. Our refineries are at. Got another refinery online, which is excellent. 2 more. Perfect. Simply perfect. Each of these is using what, 112? 164 batteries. Batteries are still receiving enough power to remain charged, so that's a good thing. All right, let's pop back up to my seat. That was sheer dumb luck. That was not planned. It was me cutting off my jetpack a little too soon. Oh, there we go. So that's what I have planned, is just continue building around like this. Down here the drills will keep chugging along, collecting stone. They very slowly move around. It may seem excruciatingly slow, but it is actually very deliberate. Now the refineries I have will be able to keep up with all of the stone production quite easily. Meaning I could, in theory, remove this refinery. However, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go yank 2 of the speed modules. That's the next thing I'm going to do. I don't need one with 4 speed modules. 1, it's using too much power, and 2, once I need to be able to have the ability to switch that over when the time comes, so. Okay. Whoa. I almost put the wrong one down. And I think I will end today's episode with... Do I? Yeah, that Super Gremlin didn't react at all to me when I was out there. Yeah, steal a turbine. Gonna get detector components produced, because apparently I need that. Large grid ore detector takes 20 of them. Computers, motors, construction component steel plate. $20 detector components. I'll also need a control panel. Control panel, which is just computer constructor. I just need to get a display for that, and then oh, ore detector takes 25 computers. Glad I did not just fly off there. No, it's... All right. So deposit number 1 contains magnesium. Let's go to deposit number 2. It's the closest one to the area that we just drilled out to. So if there was a direction I was going to go, that would probably be the direction I would head in. Oh, at least if I were to go underground. Now, let's do our ore detector. Let's do a few of these. Our wind turbine. I'm so glad I don't have to keep going into this and... Out of construction components. I thought I grabbed extra. Well, just like that, I'm having to turn around and fly all the way back. Oh well. It is what it is. Nevertheless, there should be some construction components I can steal from something. From something, anyway. Battery. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So this is just so I can increase the range of the ore detector. Right now it's at 75 meters. It may not detect anything that's 100 meters down, which is acceptable. That's honestly makes sense. Ore detector, max range. So ore detector is picking up nothing. I have to reference the Deep Wars mod to tell me exactly what that means, but I think I know. It means whatever's down there is deep. Probably gold and silver would be my immediate guess. That's just me spectating. That is really just me spectating and having some slight wishful thinking. In the case of the deposit I'm in, silicon 99% of the time comes with ice, or not ice, magnesium. So I'm fairly confident that drilling down as far as I am is worthwhile. All right. Let's put you there. Ore detector, max range. Then again, I may just not have any choice and have to get a ore detector that has a longer range. Stinging adversary. Nope. I pushed my luck. Okay. Circling, maintaining distance. It's slowing down. I've got my chance. It's over a kilometer away. Okay. Well, wonder where you spawned from. Alright, base is back to being sealed. Seeing adversaries coming right in. It's a fairly high altitude, too. It is shooting at something. It opened fire on me. Or at least it tried to. Looks like it's just got a Gatling turret on the bottom. Typical stinging adversary. Well, here's our metal grids. Oh. I jest, but yeah. That was slightly scary. Okay. Where did our ores go? A decent amount of gold and platinum now, but it's nowhere near what I need for yield modules. So that's what it respawned from. That's Stormfire. It's another design I get to take a peek at. I like looking at the way other players design things, especially ships, because I have a couple of methods that I'm pretty much stick to, a couple of different shapes. I'm going to try to use none of them for this series, but that's what it is. I think I already looked at one of these. Yeah, I think I already looked at one of these earlier in one of the earlier episodes. It's lean. It looks like it's a fighting ship, but it's also very awkwardly put together. It would be able to hold its own in combat, but against a bigger attack, I can't see it. Okay. Oh, that's what sent the. Oop. Oh, that's just that. That's what sent the stinging adversary after me. Huzzah. Oh well. Well, back to working on the base, which I put all the stuff with that turbine away. How are our batteries doing now, anyway? Oh yeah, we're not using enough power for it to matter, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. I might even be persuaded to just start knocking these out and turn this into the little hangar I wanted it to be. But not while we have an uninvited guest. So with that, I'll see everyone next time. This has been Wolf. Thank you for tuning in. We have a lot to do.